Thanks once again for the presentations of the last two speakers. I'll tell you in a moment why I've put Ingo on last, the last speaker. I just want to make 5 specific points that I think we can consider to be takeaways from this forum. There are many. This notebook really is almost full. I had to turn it around the other way to make my final notes. I think the first very important point is that I think we would all agree that the corporate governance codes that we have at the moment, most of them are based on the shareholder primacy model or theory. Now, if we start to challenge the shareholder primacy model, then we need to challenge all corporate governance codes based on that model. I think this is something of great importance that we'll have to work on. The second point that I would like to make is that we need to start to quantify whether what we really want to achieve by corporate governance codes are in actual fact achieved. Really, we need to quantify that. And I think this is where what Jill said is important, and we really need to find out, those of you and Jeroen as well, who's got the ability to sort of work out questionnaires and who can quantify certain things that's not easily quantifiable, we definitely need to start to work on that. That's going to be, I think, a large project for all of us. The third point that I would like to make is I really think it's so vital because it came up on so many occasions what Sandeep mentioned about the term soft law. This soft law myth that I have always just accepted, I think we should start to be more precise in what we call things. Soft law, hard law, ultra-mandatory regulation, things like that, or no law. And I think there's a very interesting article or even a research project to delve a little bit deeper as to the myths that we are dealing with in this particular area. The fourth point that I would like to make is not directly related to codes, but it deals with reporting as corporate governance tool. The article or the note that I referred to that I've sent to Beate, I have made a point in there that reporting, especially reporting on non-financial information and matters, is a very powerful corporate governance tool. It's a very important corporate and very powerful corporate governance tool. And the reason for that is you make companies start to think. You need companies to focus on what's important for us to survive, as Beate said. We are affected by this, and we need to think about the issues that will affect us and get reports and disclosure on these things. These sort of reports make companies more responsible. But, and I say this, but, and only but, it will have a real impact if it's not just substance, if it is substance over form. We need to determine and make sure that what they report, that it is correct, and what they are doing will in actual fact have an effect on saving all of us. I think that is very important. And then finally, I couldn't help to add the fifth point here. Of course, the purpose of the corporation. We've been dealing with this for so long, and I mean, as academics, we teach it. We talk about the theories, agency theories, a nexus of contracts. We talk about the shareholder primacy theory, the enlightened shareholder primacy theory, and things like that. But at the end of the day, at the core of this is, of course, what is the purpose of the corporation? And I would like to invite you once again to read the article that Ken Greenfield wrote in the European Business Law Review of 2015 for the first forum that I held. And there he challenged those of us who are, in fact, in favor of stakeholder theories And his challenge is a basic one. He said, we all say shareholder primacy theory does not work, but what is your alternative? Come up, there's a window of opportunity. Can you use a particular phrase there that I really like? But there's now the window of opportunity for us, and the window can close quickly if we don't come up with the theoretical underpinning of different models. I think this is absolutely fundamental. And I myself, once again, I'm guilty of promoting a shareholder primacy model, a stakeholder primacy model. But if I start to think about the consequences and how you really put it into law, hard law, and how you force companies to stay and stick with that hard law and make it work in practice, I have difficulties. I think I haven't got the abilities to go to that one extra level. We need people to start to think really outside the box. All right, so that's the formal conclusion as far as the main points are concerned. There are many, you would know, we've discussed so many issues. And that brings me to the final thanks for this forum. Of course, once again, as I've started off, I must thank the Alexander von Humboldt Foundation for the Anneliese Meyer Research Award. The Alexander von Humboldt Foundation is absolutely one of the most incredible foundations in the world. I say it without reservation. The basic underlying concept of them is total trust. So they would provide you, in my case, with the money over a period of 5 years, and they would trust my discretion 100% how I spend that money. There's no budget that I had to submit. I am just pursuing research in a very active way to try and promote and internationalize corporate governance aspects in the interest of all of us, and in particular also for Germany. The projects that I select are all, as you would know, of international interest, and I think it is incredibly important that I continue with this sort of work. And then, of course, if it wasn't for Ingo Zenger, my very good friend who nominated me, I would like to thank him. If it wasn't for him nominating me, you wouldn't have been here, most of you. So thank you, Ingo, once again. The Alexander von Humboldt Foundation also work on the basis, if you apply for scholarship, once a Humboldtian, you are forever part of that family. And if there are some of the younger colleagues who are interested in applying for scholarships, please get in touch with me. And then, seriously, I'm not only saying this because my dean is here. Deakin University has allowed me tremendous freedom to pursue the expectations of the Alexander von Humboldt Foundation and the award. And I've always mentioned this, and I always said I'm really appreciative of that. I must say, even though I've spent a lot of time and energy on this particular project, for the projects that I've had for the last 13 years, I've always had either a very high performance rating in my annual performance or the highest commendation. So I think that I've been able to satisfy my own internal work expectations combined with internationalization. And I am really glad, and I'm not only saying this to score brownie points with Sandeep, I'm really, really pleased that I have at the moment a dean once again that's into internationalization and that would have an appreciation of the importance of these sort of things for networking and putting universities like Deakin on the map in this area. So Sandeep, once again, thank you for the support for this particular forum as well. Then let's get finally, you see, I said I wouldn't use half an hour. I'm almost on 15 minutes and I'll stop in 3 or 4. The Business School of the Chinese University of Hong Kong. First of all, I think we all should thank the Dean, Kalok Chan, for the fact that he agreed, just like my Dean, that we could have this joint effect. So please tell him that we are really, really, really appreciative of the fact that he agreed that we should have such a joint venture. And then secondly, of course, CK Lau. I haven't heard anything from CK. CK is just the most connected, well-organized person, into detail. Absolutely, it's such a pleasure to work with him. It's just a pleasure. When we had email exchanges, it was over the weekends, day and night, and things just happened. When he touches something, things will happen. And so really, he's just brilliant to work with him. And then, of course, just the general hospitality of the university. The facilities here, absolutely fantastic. I really think all of us appreciate that very much. And I must mention a few specific names, of course. Carmen Chan, absolutely wonderful that you've been so calm in helping us. Carmen, always, whenever there's been a slight crisis, she's would be absolutely on the ball and deal with it in a very calm way so that the proceedings could just go on and on. I'll tell you the last final thing. Junhai told me that he would be leaving earlier, so I've made arrangements with Jill to take his session. She mentioned, or she saw him leaving, she came up to me and said, well, remember, there's another chair and Junhai's already left, you better make arrangements. So thank you for that, it was just wonderful. So that sort of tiny detail, just to think about a program, there's the chair of a session leaving and what will I do? It's just wonderful to have support like that. Then also Lorinda Leung, also the whole time. I mean, you would have seen her coming in, the chairs moving, the PowerPoints and everything. Isn't that absolutely fantastic? Celine Wan, fabulous. Every single time I came here without having wrapped our little gifts, I bought wrapping paper, handed it over to her. 20 minutes later, we had the first few ready, and all the rest she's done so quickly and so efficiently with her team. And their boss, that is the boss of the Asia Institute of Business, the administrative support, Wendy Lai. You've seen her occasionally. I don't think that she's attended many sessions because she's got other aspects of it. Also tell her we appreciate it very much that she made such wonderful and competent people available to us. Then I also want to thank Anna Han for taking us, giving us her time and meet us every morning at the bus and make sure that everybody was on the bus. She made sure that I've sent a list of all the participants to her, and we did, the two of us, roll call. Yeah, they are all there, the bus should go. So fantastic. And then just one more very important thing. I really would like to thank all of you as presenters. I'm really, really so pleased. It's just been, I would like to repeat what I said yesterday. It's not only the quality of your presentations as such, but it's also the content and the quality and the content of your presentations that really, really impressed me. Also our panel members, the external ones, I thought that was a very stimulating and a very interesting aspect. It's bringing the two worlds together, and I think we should do that more often. We may very well be a little bit getting more and more isolated from the practical perspectives, and how things that we promote, theories and models, would in a practical sense affect these people. There are tensions and there are pressures on them that we as academics would have no idea or understanding of unless we've been in practice. And Jill and Sandeep, he's been at Wall Street as well, they would know about these things, and others like you as well, Andrew. But at the end of the day, I think it was fantastic. Thank you very much for your time. I mean, that's another very important thing. It's just wonderful that you've had the time to come. And then, of course, once again, it was just great that you stayed within the allocated times. Once again, thank you very much for that. Final comments. Where will I have my next forum? Well, it's something that I will have to discuss with various people. I will, of course, start off with my dean, but we've already started. Beirut. Peru. All right. No, yes, yeah. Fabulous. I've already started with some talks with Kent and Junhai, but it will all depend on opportunities, and I always consult my German colleagues in Münster very closely. This particular one in Hong Kong was, I think 2 years ago, we already had a discussion in Ingo's office. So thank you once again for everybody for coming. It was just such a pleasure, also the humorous way and the collegial way that we could joke, but also being very serious. Thank you very much.